Hey guys, this is Henry,
And this is Tucker.
and today we are presenting the Eastern Redbud versus...
The world. Let's hit it.
The Eastern Redbud is a small deciduous tree native to eastern North America, and it's renowned for its vibrant spring blossoms and heart-shaped leaves. They add a striking pop of color to the landscapes before its foliage emerges.
The tree is also an important food source for pollinators like bees, who are drawn to its nectar-rich flowers. Often planted as an ornamental, it thrives in a variety of soil types and is highly adaptable to urban settings.
Without further ado, we introduce to you the world. Today, we're going to talk about the different things that impact the Eastern Redbud from most deadly, the S tier, to least deadly, the D tier. Now let's get started with it.
All right, first we got leafhoppers. These sap-sucking insects weaken the tree slightly by removing nutrients from the stems and leaves. However, the damage is usually minor and only becomes a problem with very high insect populations. This is why we're giving it just a C tier. It's not the biggest deal. You can treat it, and there's other things to do.
So, next we're going to do leaf spots, and we're going to put it in the B tier. Leaf spots can cause aesthetic damage and lead to premature defoliation in severe cases. While this weakens the tree and reduces its photosynthesis capacity, it rarely causes long-term damage if the tree is healthy and properly cared for. It's a little more extreme than the leaf hopper, so we're going to put it just one tier above, but we do have some more, severe things that are going to be on the higher tiers.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
No matter what happens. All right, so at A tier, we got bacterial leaf scorch.
Good choice.
I know. This disease disrupts water flow by infecting the tree's xylem, causing leaves to scorch and turn brown. Over time, this weakens the tree significantly, especially if infections occur year after year. While it may not immediately kill the tree, the long-term effects can lead to decline if untreated. So, A tier. It's pretty deadly.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
So next, we're going to do deer browsing, and we're going to put that in the D tier. D for deer. It feels fitting.
For deer.
Exactly. A little bit of alliteration today. And while the deer may nibble on the young foliage, they typically don't prefer redbuds as a primary food source, and any damage that they cause is limited to minor defoliation or broken twigs, which doesn't threaten the tree's overall health. So we're going to put it in the least deadly because, it is killing and eating the leaves, but it's not going to kill the whole tree.
Mm-hmm. D tier.
D tier.
Big news, everyone. We got our first S tier. So
Whoa.
This is verticillum wilt, if I'm saying that right. Verticillum wilt invades the tree's vascular system, causing internal blockages that prevent water and nutrients from reaching the leaves and branches. The symptoms, wilting, yellowing, and branch death, are often irreversible. The fungus stays in the soil, so replanting a redbud in the same location is risky. Its systematic nature makes it one of the most harmful threats.
Now that's kind of crazy.
Scary.
Yeah, most deadly for sure. S tier. Definitely.
Definitely going to kill that tree.
Oh, shoot. Hey, broskies. We're back in the B tier with our late frost damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, for a little bit of context, the red buds bloom, tongue twister, sorry, a little bit earlier in the spring, making them highly susceptible to late frost events. And the frost damage kills blossoms and young leaves, which reduces the tree's ability to reproduce and weakens its overall energy reserves. However, the tree can usually recover by producing new foliage later in the season, so the harm is temporary unless the frost damage is reoccurrent.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope for some warm winters. Thank you, global warming. Soil compaction.
Soil compaction. And why it's B tier. Soil compaction limits root growth and access to water, oxygen, and nutrients. This stresses all three. The tree and makes it more vulnerable to diseases and pests. Though it doesn't immediately kill the tree, it can result in poor growth and long-term decline if left unaddressed. B tier. It's not the worst, but not the deadliest. Not the safest. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So, next in the C tier list, we're going to put the Japanese beetles. And this is because they skeletonize leaves by eating the tissue between veins, causing unsightly damage. However, get this. This is primarily a cosmetic issue, and the trees can usually withstand the temporary loss of foliage, especially if the isolation is controlled. Infestation.
Mm-hmm.
So, next we have canker, our next S tier. It's devastating because it damages the tree's vascular system, cutting off the flow of water and nutrients. The lesions grow over time, girdling branches, which basically just impacts the bark, causing dieback, which can lead to the death of the tree. Older and stressed redbuds are particularly vulnerable, and once a tree is severely infected, there is little that can be done to save it. Truly devastating.
S tier.
I'm at a loss for words. I think we have to go into the next one. It's making me too sad.
All right, so for D tier now, we got squirrels. Birds and squirrels alike eating seeds are part of the redbud's natural ecological interactions. These animals help disperse seeds, which benefit the tree's reproduction in the long term. The impact on the tree itself is negligible.
That makes sense. Guys, we've made it to the last one, and that would be the severe drought. We've decided to put it in the A tier because the drought stress depletes the tree's resources and weakens its overall health. This makes the redbud more susceptible to diseases like canker and verticulum wilt, which we talked about earlier, which are the two in the S tier. Prolonged or repeated drought conditions can result in root damage, reduced growth, and eventually death. Now that's wild. So,
All right, thank you everyone for listening today.
we really appreciate you watching, and we hope that you learned a lot today.
Yeah. So that was the Eastern Redbud and all of its foes.
We'd love to know what you think of our ranking. Please leave a comment down below on your own personal ranking. We want to know what you guys think.
All right, hit that subscribe button.
And the like button.
Bye.
Toodaloo.